the 5th inning, thanks in part to the likes of Kat Osterman and her 10 strikeouts. He gets them on the rise ball, gets them on the curve ball. In fact, she'll go rise again if you don't lay off. And how about the drop? Kat keeps coming with it with the rise, and the Wildcats can't lay off. She's given up just 1 hit so far, 10 strikeouts in all, with all kinds of pitches. Kat Osterman, 10 strikeouts for the junior from Texas. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, and 10 strikeouts. She is as solid as they go. 3 shutouts in the regionals, including a perfect game. A shutout in the Big 12 Tournament Championship. Kat Osterman has been on fire, and what a great time to catch fire. Rachel Kilbert leads it off for the Wildcats here in the top of the 5th. Knowing Kat has all those strikeouts, and you look, a lot of the rise balls, a lot of the drops. Rachel Kilbert's a senior, grounded out to third in her first at bat. Adjustments for Kilbert.
You just really, really want to try to lay off Kat's all of her pitches. She's got so many of them, and it's just, you got to pick one zone and go with it.
Ground out to Williams, who gloves it and throws it to Garcia for out number 1.
And a lot of Kat's success has to do with the calling of Megan Willis behind the plate. Now she is the official caller for all of Kat's pitches. It's not gotten done through the dugout, through the coaches.
Well, despite her 10 strikeouts so far, Megan Denny up in the bullpen for the Texas Longhorns. We see them put a pitcher up oftentimes when they're going to go the next day, or perhaps come in relief. What do you think the thinking is there for Connie Clark?
I think Coach Clark just wants to have Denny ready just in case she needs to pull Kat. You know, you always want to have a backup plan. You never want to just go straight cold turkey and go with Kat Osterman.
The luxury of having 2 and even 3 good pitchers, as does the Longhorns. Denny, the outstanding freshman out of Crowley, Texas. Her last action was in the Big 12 tournament. Christina Trimble, who struck out in her first at bat, trying to make the connection for Bethune-Cookman.
And you talk about having a lot of go-to pitchers to go to for this Longhorn team, and with this new NCAA format, with the super regionals, you want to have someone else that you can rely on. You want to have 2 pitchers that you can depend on.
They started at 64. They're down to 16. 8 winners will go to the College World Series in Oklahoma City. Texas is hoping to go back for the first time since 2003 to make their 3rd appearance. Bethune-Cookman trying to make their first ever College World Series appearance. Trimble fouls it back. They often say it's a strong pitching staff which is going to get you in the College World Series, but it's a great lineup that's going to win it for you.
Most definitely. Defense wins games, and that's the theme in baseball and softball. Defense wins games, and your offense is what gets you to that next level.
Trimble continues to battle in there. Team out of the MEAC. Another foul ball. Well, you gotta love the way the freshman is fighting in there. Full count against Kat Osterman, and you never know we're scoreless in the 5th by the likes of the Wildcats.
Most definitely. They figure they have nothing to lose, so they're just going to gun it out all night long. As long as they stay in there, they're going to keep biting.
The 9th pitch, called strike 3. Wow. Megan McGuire who struck out in her first at-bat in the second inning. Swings at strike one.
And that last time, you see Megan McGuire squaring, showing the bunt, and pulling back to hit. And when hitters do this, they're just trying to track the ball just a little bit longer. Cat having a lot of movement, so you want to be able to track the ball just a little bit longer.
And as she's doing, squaring around is McGuire. Cat, 6 no-hitters this season, 7 perfect games, and averaging over 15 strikeouts a game. That is tough to take if you're a batter in that batter's box. Ball's fouled on the right side.
I think it's interesting to note, McGuire notes that in her career ambitions, she wants to be president in the year 2028. I think that's amazing.
She's got time. The 1-2 pitch. The fan base has been growing for the Wildcats, including the president of the university. Dr. Trudy Reed and Laura Watton said, you know, it's such a pleasure to have her as part of our fan base. And it starts at the top.
Most definitely. It starts at the top and it trickles down, and that just goes to show the kind of family atmosphere that this Wildcat team has.
Strike three. We will have the president of Bethune-Cookman, Dr. Trudy Reed, when we come back. We're scoreless.
Nice to see you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Hey, how are you?
Listen, I got a quick story. I was just talking to
for the Super Regionals between Bethune-Cookman and the University of Texas. We remain scoreless as we move to the bottom of the inning, and what a great showcase it's been for both of these squads. Bethune-Cookman making their first ever Super Regional appearance, and of course for the University of Texas looking to make their third trip to the College World Series. Joining us here in the booth from Bethune-Cookman, the president, Dr. Reed. Dr. Reed, it's such a pleasure to have you. You have been such a fan of the softball team, and I understand rearranged your plans to make it here to the softball Super Regionals.
Yes, I did, and I was pleased to be here to celebrate this wonderful opportunity for our young students.
You talk about this team and really the fanaticism at Daytona Beach, Florida. You were a graduate here of the University of Texas, but you have remained loyal to the Wildcats.
Absolutely. My blood is running maroon and gold today, but I am a graduate of the University of Texas, undergraduate school and graduate school.
So your loyalties lie with
the mighty Wildcats. And we have a wonderful team. When you think about a school, less than 3,000 students having an opportunity to play a team like the University of Texas, this is just a magnificent opportunity. And we are great. One of the great ideas about this is that our coach talks about discipline, and our students have an average GPA of 3.4.
Outstanding, and a 100% graduation rate, which is really something to be proud of for the Wildcat squad.
Yes.
Amber Hall leads it off for the University of Texas. Lauren McCoy doing a great job on the mound for the Wildcats. I understand she's the player that they let drive the show.
Absolutely. She has a lot of energy and vitality, and the team has a lot of spirit today, and they're feeling good, and they're looking good out there and holding their own.
And what does this appearance at Super Regionals do back at home in Daytona Beach?
Well, we are so excited, very proud. And again, to think of a small liberal arts college having this opportunity is just unheard of. We're breaking history. And to be in the Sweet 16, it doesn't get any better.
And who knows if that will lead to your first College World Series appearance. Dr. Reed, we want to thank you so much for visiting you, and continued success in Daytona Beach with the Wildcats.
Thank you so much.
Hall fouls that pitch off. 7, 8, and 9 for the Texas Longhorns. Amber Hall, Jackie Williams, and Alexis Garcia. And Bob is chomping at the bit to get that first run across the plate. Grounds the ball to third, over to first, and Trimble to Thomas for out number 1. So they get the speedster Amber Hall, and Jackie Williams checks in. She flew out to center field in her first trip to the plate.
And we talked about earlier this bottom of the lineup just being very, very key for the Longhorns. Putting the ball in play hard. You just seen Amber Hall hit the ball hard, put it in play. And they'll continue to do that at the bottom of this lineup. And Lauren McCoy doing a real good job keeping these Texas Longhorns off balance. We're still in the bottom of the fifth, and they're still scoreless. And McCoy's did a real good job keeping these batters off balance.
Jackie Williams, the sophomore out of Arlington, Texas. Shot down the left field line, just foul. So Connie Clark and company, their forte has been manufacturing runs late into the game. They've got to continue to get something on the board here against Bethune-Cookman.
That's what I like about the Texas Longhorns. They like to take the ball game deep. Although they may not be doing a lot early on in the game, but as the game progresses, they get stronger and they never give up.
Pitch on the outside, 1-2 now to Williams. Well, you got to credit Dr. Trudy Reed for coming in, rearranging her plans from Daytona Beach, Florida. She is a UT grad and makes a showing to support the softball team. And that is just great dedication and great leadership. Ball outside, 2-2 count now to Jackie Williams. Laura Watton trusts her veteran battery. McCoy, the senior. Rachel Kilbert, the catcher, the senior. They have given up only 2 hits so far to this Longhorn team. Ground ball back to McCoy. Gloves it, throw to first, and gets out number 2. So Alexis Garcia, who lined out to shortstop, will try to make something happen here in the 5th. Texas has drawn a lot of attention in the Big 12. They were the preseason #1 pick. Won the Big 12 tournament, and a record 8 teams made it to the NCAA tournament as that ball is fouled by Alexis Garcia.
And it's interesting with 2 outs and Garcia up at the plate, she's still trying to bunt that ball, put that ball in play. She knows anything can happen. She just needs to get herself on base and get the top of the lineup back up to bat.
Keeping the defense honest as Trimble, the third baseman, playing deep. You see the defensive alignment. Trimble at third, the freshman. Thomas, the sophomore, at first. Did she go? She did. And Kilbert talking things over with McCoy to get a little signal coordination.
Try to get in sync and get on the same page as one another.
Well, here's a very, very emotional team in the Wildcats, and we're getting late in the innings in 88-degree heat. Do we see some of that emotion perhaps falling down?
I don't know. I think that they're keeping their energy high. They're still staying tight with these Longhorns. Remember, they're not supposed to be here. They're not supposed to be here.
Great grab by Jackson. A throw not in time. Jackson with the great glove work, but just a little too late on the throw. And Garcia is a 2-out base runner.
Although Jackson does not make that play, you still got to give her a little bit of credit, going deep in the hole, and stopping a potential extra base hit.
Just a third hit given up by McCoy, and that will bring up Michaela Padilla. Padilla 0 for 2 on the day. Had the shot to shortstop in the overthrow in the first and the ground out to second in the third. Strike called. 0-2 now to Michaela Padilla. You got to give McCoy credit. She's getting ahead of hitters and really making them go after her pitches here, even in the later innings.
And that's what you want. You want someone that can take the counts deep and get ahead of batters. You want a pitcher that's able to get ahead of batters and make them play your game.
The 0-2 pitch. Ball 1. The winner of this game will take a 1-0 lead in the 3-game series. It's 2 out of 3, with the winner going to the College World Series in Oklahoma City. The 1-2 pitch, strike 3. McCoy puts the clamps to him again. We stay scoreless as we move to the top of the 6th.